why he keeps his exes and women all around him. Hello, my name is Chengi, and you, my precious one, are my world. Welcome to Chengi's World. If you're new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit that notification bell. And let's get this party started, because you have come to the right channel where I will teach you how to present as a high value, high worth, high status woman that men find completely irresistible. If you're up for that, let me get an amen in the comment section. Do I hear it? Yes. Okie dokie. So let us get this party started. Why is it that there are men in this world who enjoy having and keeping a lot of women around them? There are men in this world that you see them around and they always have girlfriends. They're friends with women and hardly ever make friends with other men. They've got fewer male friends or are not very respected in their male circles, but they're always surrounded by women. They have that energy about them. And dating a guy like that can be a little bit tricky, especially if you do not have a high worth self-image or high status or high value within yourself, or even if you are all of those things. It does get tricky because his mates will be women, and the people that he will be getting presents from will be women on his birthday, and when you have a party there'll be a lot of women coming through the door. Okay, this can be very, very tricky, but I want to discuss with you why this man has a lot of women around him. Number one, they're not in particular order, and I'm not going to number them, but one of the things is that there's some men that have really great energy around women. They have an ability to just attract women. They're very attractive to women, and whether they intend for it or not, women gravitate towards them. I've seen it happening with young boys. I've seen it happening with teenagers, where for some reason women have this urge and this pull to go towards them. This is nothing that they can do about it. This is how they are. They walk into a room and women gravitate. This is something they don't call to themselves. It is the way and the energy, and the maybe usually because they're very attractive, of a very high energy, high confidence, and women are drawn to them like moths to a flame. Even little girls, even little 4-year-olds, 2-year-olds will see them and start to cry. This is something spiritual. This is something to do with the metaphysical. This is something to do with your soul. This is something to do with the energy that they were born with, a light that they have. And these men are great when it comes to working with women. These are the guys that really will give you the time of day, the guys that you feel great around even when you're not dating them. They're just great to have in your life, not always as great to have as a boyfriend. And the other reason that this is the case is that they themselves could have high feminine energy. This is not one guy. We're talking about different reasons for different guys. They could have high feminine energy. So we're not talking about gay men. We're talking about men who are heterosexual but have a high feminine energy. That means they like to talk things that are feminine. They're very much into, their kind of creative space and into their creative place. And they have been raised feminine by their mothers or in their environment. And so they're more comfortable around women. They feel more comfortable around women. Again, this is just the way that it is. They have a lot of feminine energy and feel more confident around women. Maybe they weren't raised with a father, or they didn't have that masculine input enough for them to feel confident and accepted amongst men. Okay, the other reason is that they're deeply insecure. Sometimes when men are insecure, they get their validation by the amount of women that they can have around them. Sometimes these men are not even handsome. They're not even the guys that you want. They're kind of brother types. They're kind of uncle types, or just somebody that you would think of as just a maid, but they love having women around them. That energy of women around them makes them feel like they can be wanted, even if it's non-sexually. The other reason is quite simple. They're a player. They're a gigolo. They love women. They want to sleep with women. They attract women. It's a deliberate, conscious thing that they do in order to make it through the day. They just love women. They love them, and they're shagging them, and they're sleeping with them, and they're buying them stuff, and they just love women. And that is another reason. Another reason is that they feel exposed amongst men. Some men don't feel like they're man enough, they're masculine enough to be around men and be in that alpha state, or be, they're probably, kind of betas, or, kind of low end amongst men. And when they're around women, we have all the time of day for them. And so they feel more exposed as not being masculine amongst men. Then the next reason is to attract women. A man that has a lot of women's attention is more likely to have other women want them. He who has, more will be added to him. Who does not have, even the little he has will be taken away from him. So it is, we like men that other women like. It's just how it is. So they will keep women around them just to let you know that they want it. Okay. The next thing is, some men keep women around them because women are easier to use. They use women, they flirt with women, because women will, especially if they're good looking, they're using these women. These women all play a particular role, whether it's emotionally, financially, spiritually. They're all playing a role. They're all feeding into his energy, feeding into his ego, and he is using these women. It doesn't mean that he will fall in love with any of them or date them, but he is using these women. And last but not least, and not the only thing on the list, I'm sure you will be able to tell me a few more in the comment section. I'd love to know your reasons that you have discovered why men like to hang around women, is that often sometimes he's a non-achiever. That's the last reason. He hasn't achieved very much in his life, and because women were emotionally accepting, we will accept him, because when men feel that they have not achieved very much in their lives, then they don't feel adequate to be amongst other men or feel like they can run with the other wolves. So therefore they will find them, with the men, with the male wolves, so they will find themselves gravitating towards women. So usually we know we all have that friend, we all have that guy in our lives who hasn't achieved very much, who is kind of running late in life. He's kind of at that stage where he should have A, B, C, D, but he doesn't. But we keep him on board and we love him, and he sticks around and has a few of us around, because no matter what, we will always appreciate him, we'll always love him for who he is. None of us are trying to shag him, none of us are trying to marry him, but we will always accept him. So these are the reasons. Now, what do you do when you're in a situation where you're with a man who's constantly surrounded by women? First of all, you have to be clear that you're the sort of woman who can handle that attention, that you are a girl's girl yourself, and that you are able to walk into that whole scenario and command that space and still make everybody feel valuable in his life. But also, you need to be with a man who is able to control his, what I call harem, when he is in a relationship, because that is to do with maturity. A mature man will cut off his harem when he has his high quality, high value woman by his side. If he fails to do that, then he is not your man, and he is not the person that you need to be investing any time or attention into. By and large, I would say avoid this guy, avoid this man. Do not make him a part of your future. When you see a man that is surrounded by women a great deal, spends a lot of time around women, this man is a man that is probably going to bring you more heartache than pain in a relationship. Great mate, but do not entertain this guy or try to change him, because a lot of these relationships have been established over many, many years, and it's not just about to leave them and let them go. Now, I have a lot of guy friends, but I also know how to manage my male relationships when I'm in a relationship, and so I expect the very same from the man that I'm dating. So if he is not able to manage his harem, if he's not able to push them away at a safe distance so that you can have a relationship, if every time he's on the phone with Jane and Sally, this is a guy that you do not want to be dating. You want to steer clear. This is part of how to be a high value woman. Some things you can see from a distance, just keep it moving. I hope this video was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. In the meantime, take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye now.